What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes, and today I'm going to be taking on Xander's Grand Hero Battle, and I will be completing all of the Grand Hero Battle Elite Quest using mostly free-to-play units and some other units who can appear at 4-star rarity, and the only time I'm going to be using a non-free-to-play 5-star unit is for the Flier quest, but that unit can appear as a 4-star, so I guess she's not really that uncommon. So Xander's Grand Hero Battle, in my opinion, is the hardest one we have got in this rotation, and that's because of this map layout, because you don't really have a lot of room to work with, and these two units pressure you a lot with their massive reach. And then we also have this Wings of Mercy Cleric who can just teleport and heal up any kind of weakened unit. So I'm going to be doing the Cavalry quest first, and the Cavalry quest is pretty hard because of this guy who has got a Wolf Tome, and Xander also has a pretty massive reach, and he has Panic Ploy, so he can easily debuff any kind of unit who's going to be in his range. So I'm going to be using this team of Xander, Titania, Sully, and Ursula. Now Titania has got a vanilla skill set, and you will have to use a Titania for this, and Emerald Axe Frederick or Gunter will probably not work because they don't have high enough resistance. My Titania has got a plus attack IV, but it doesn't really matter for this, and she needs to have threat and speed 1 Sacred Seal to prevent the double from the Lance Fighter after he gets the buff from the Cleric, because this Cleric has got Hound Speed, and this Lance Fighter can reach 38 speed, which is enough to double our Titania. And then I've got Sully with completely vanilla skill set, and you need to give her Spur Atk 1 Sacred Seal so that Ursula can take out Xander. And then I've got Ursula, so you need to give her Attack plus 2 Sacred Seal so that she can take out Xander. Version 3 is not even needed actually, but I just have it. And you also need to inherit Hound Cavalry from a 4-star Gunter for this. It's very important, and if you've got a 5-star Ursula, then you don't even need to run Attack plus 3. And then I've got Xander at last. So this whole strategy is possible because of Xander and because of the fact that he has got distant counter built into his weapon. You need to inherit Green Tomebreaker 2 from a 3-star Henry so that he does not get doubled by the Green Infantry Mage, and this is also there so that he can double the Green Cavalier. And you also need Reposition from a 3-star Barst or Selena, and Hound Cavalry from a 4-star Gunter. So you definitely need some inheritance on him, but this is really important because he is very crucial for this strategy. You also need to have close defense 1 Sacred Seal on him. So that is going to be my team, and let's begin.
Let's go.
So you need to just put Titania here and Xander in middle so that we can give the Hound Cavalry buff to all of our Cavaliers. And now what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be using Reposition, and I'll be putting my Titania over here. Now the good thing about this spot right in front of this Lance Fighter is that Xander cannot reach you, and neither can this Green Cavalier. So it's a really safe spot to stop this Lance Fighter from coming towards your units, and also engaging this Cleric in healing up your Lance Fighter. So this is really good. And I'm just going to be blocking this path with Titania. And you want to put your Ursula here so that she can get the Hound Cavalry buff, which is needed. So this Cleric is going to be attacking Titania, and we can do good amount of damage to this Lance Fighter. Alright, so after the threat and speed debuff, this Lance Fighter is at 35 speed, which is not enough to double Titania. And Xander is very bulky actually on the magical side with Aegis, Water Boost, and also the Fortified Cavalry buff from this Green Cavalier. So we need the Spur Atk 1 Sacred Seal so that we can take out Xander
As you wish.
with Ursula. So let's do that and take him out. We actually need the Hound Cavalry buff on Xander from Ursula because we do not want to get doubled by this Sword Fighter. So that's why we have to have Hound Cavalry on Ursula. So we're just going to be taking out this Green Cavalier. And now we can just put Sully in the range of this Sword Fighter. It's fine because the Sword Fighter is going to be going for Xander. And Titania can actually just stay here. The Sword Fighter is going to be attacking Xander, and Xander is still in the Green Tomebreaker range. So he's going to be able to double that Green Mage and not get double himself and take him out. So that's why you need those inheritance on Xander. And now Titania is very low on HP, so we will have to retreat. So we can just attack this sword fighter with Sully, weaken him a lot, and take him out with Ursula.
Yes.
And then we can retreat with Titania and Xander. Here comes this lance fighter. So we will have to just take him out in one round because this cleric has got Wings of Mercy. So I'm just going to be attacking him with Ursula and use Xander's AoE special to take him out. And now Xander is in the range of this cleric, which is not good. So we can just use drawback. And
Let's go.
we will just go back
Yes.
with our units because this cleric is actually surprisingly bulky. 26 defense with 52 HP is actually quite a lot. And we're going to be able to take out this cleric with Titania. That's your Cavalry quest with these free-to-play units and Titania with minimal skeletons. And I did not use Camus or Brave Lynn. Camus and Brave Lynn are actually really good on this map, especially Camus because of his Granny Shield and the fact that he's got a good matchup against Xander. So let's move on to the armor quest. So I'm going to be using my usual team for the armor quest, and Gwendolyn and Sheena are replaceable on this team. Black Knight and Effie are not. So the armor quest is challenging on this map because this sword fighter and this lance fighter have got Ignis, and we also have this cleric who constantly heals up these units, and these two magical units are actually troublesome for Black Knight because they do a lot of damage to him because he doesn't really have very high resistance. Now if you have someone like Winter Tharja, then it's another story for you, but for Black Knight these two units are actually problematic, and Xander is not really that big of a threat for an Armor Emblem team. So I've got Black Knight, and you need to run speed +3 on him so that he can double this green infantry mage who has got 38 speed. So after getting the Hone Armor and speed +3 buff, Black Knight can reach 43 speed, which is enough to double this guy. And on Black Knight you also need to inherit Threaten Attack 1 from a 3-star Azama or a 4-star Hawkeye. And this is needed for his survival actually, because if he did not have this, then he can actually go down with this strategy. And then I've got Gwendolyn, and she needs to inherit Reciprocal Aid from a 3-star Setsuna, Matthew, or Donald, and this is needed so that we can heal up Black Knight. And she can be replaced by any kind of blue armor unit actually, as long as they have got enough HP and resistance like her. And they will also need to have Hone Armor and a healing assist skill. And you should also give her Spur Resistance 1 Secret Seal so that Black Knight can take the hits from the green mages. And then I've got Sheena. Sheena is also replaceable by pretty much any kind of armor unit who has got Ward Armor, and you will also need to give her Drive Defense 1, and Sheena is not really going to be engaging in any kind of combat, so that's why you can just replace her with any kind of armor unit actually, as long as they've got Ward Armor. And then I've got Effie at last, so she's not really replaceable because of her power, and this is a plus attack Effie, so if you do not have a plus attack Effie, then you will need to run Threaten Defense 1 Orange Slot C, or run Attack +3 as their Sacred Seal. It is very much needed. So that is going to be my team, and let's begin and do the armor quest. Alright, so we're just going to be giving Black Knight the Hone Armor buff with Gwendolyn. It's just that on this map you need to have Black Knight and Effie. Gwendolyn and Sheena are just there to support pretty much. So we're going to be putting Black Knight in the range of all of these units, these 4 units. And we can just put Gwendolyn here because we will need the Hone Armor buff on him next turn. And Sheena is going to be providing the War Armor buff to this Black Knight so that he can take hits. And also the Drive Defense support. So that Cleric is going to use Wings of Mercy, and we can just take out these green mages. So Black Knight was able to double that Infantry green mage. And now as you can see, he's going to use Threaten Attack. And this is actually crucial in him surviving, because this sword fighter has got his Ignis ready and he can hit really hard actually, so you need to debuff his attack. And Black Luna does a lot of damage to this Lance Fighter, and he lives with 23 HP. And with our Effie, we can exactly do 23 amount of damage. So like I said, if you do not have a plus attack Effie, then run threat and defense on her. Threat and defense 1, that is. Or just run attack plus 3 Sacred Seal if you have that. So we're going to be weakening this Lance Fighter so that he can be taken out by the Black Luna. And now we need to heal up Black Knight so that he can take the hit from this Sword Fighter, because he's got his Ignis ready. Now, make sure the Sword Fighter does not take too much damage, because if he actually does, then this Cleric is going to be using her special, and she's going to be giving him the attack boost. So then your threat and attack is not really going to be that much useful. So I could see a Merged Black Knight messing this up. So if you do have a Merged Black Knight, then you're going to be doing more damage to the Sword Fighter, and this Cleric might heal him up and give him the +4 attack. So in that case, if you do have that, then you will need to run Swordbreaker on your Black Knight, because Xander is going to be panic plowing your Black Knight. So all of your like Hone Armor buff is going to go away, and this Sword Fighter is going to be able to double your Black Knight. So be sure to do that, and if you have any kind of problem with a Merged Black Knight, let me know in the comments. So let's take a hit from this Sword Fighter with his Ignis. So he's going to be able to double Black Knight because of Panic Ploy, and Black Knight is able to survive that. So we can just take out Xander with Black Luna. And now we can just heal up Gwendolyn back to full HP. And we will actually need to transfer this HP to Black Knight. So because Xander is gone, we will not get Panic Ployed, and this Sword Fighter cannot really double us. So you needed the threat and attack on the turn before this, where Xander was also present. And because we cannot really take out the Sword Fighter, we will need to heal up Black Knight once again. And now this healer is actually going to be attacking Gwendolyn, which is completely fine. So we're going to be able to take her out with Black Knight, and that was the armor quest. So like I said, be sure to run threat and attack on your Black Knight, and if you have a merged Black Knight, then do the things which I said. So this was done with minimal skeletons, and you just needed the war armor buff and also the healing from Gwendolyn, and that is all. Now let's move on to the Flier quest. Oh god, this Flier quest is just so hard. I think this is the hardest Grand Hero Battle Elite quest, because if you do not have a seasonal flyer like Halloween Noe or Summer Corin, and even a flying dancer like Azura, then it's gonna be really hard with melee flyers, and this is straight up physically impossible with free-to-play Fire Emblem units. So that's why I have to use Xerxes and a 5-star Sheena. So first of all, we have got Cordelia, and Cordelia needs to have Swordbreaker 2 from a 4-star Sully to deal with Xander, and this is a completely neutral IV Cordelia. And you also need to have Drive Defense Sacred Seal on her so that Pala can live hits from the enemies. And then I've got Xerxes, and she's a pretty common unit who can appear at 3-star rarity. And you just need to have Lancebreaker 1 on her from a 3-star Arthur. But do keep in mind that my Xerxes is plus attack IV, so if you do not have a plus attack IV Xerxes, then you will have to run Threat and Defense 1 on her Slotsy skill. Now whatever you do, please do not run Fortified Defense on her, which is her default Slotsy skill, because it's going to be doing more harm than it's going to be doing good, because Xander can panic ploy your units, so please do not run Fortified Defense on her. And then I've got Pala. So Pala needs to have speed plus 3 Sacred Seal so that she can double this Green Cavalier right here. And then we have got the unit because of whom this quest is actually possible. So Sheena is here, and she's pretty accessible because she can appear as a 4-star unit, and she is irreplaceable on this map because of her high resistance and high speed. And I don't really use non-free-to-play units in my guides if possible, but like I said, it's just so hard on this map with a Fire Emblem team that you have to use her. So you need to have Fury 3 on her from a 4-star Hinata, unfortunately, because this will help her take the hits, and this is also needed for the power because Sheena hits like a wet noodle, so you definitely need some power, which Fury gives you. And then you need to have Escape Route 1 from a 3-star Cecilia, and Spur Atk 1 from a 3-star Barst or Ogma. Spur Atk is needed right here so that Cordelia can take care of Xander, and you also need to have Glacis from a 3-star Flier or Felicia, and Glacis is needed so that she can nuke that sword fighter. And then you also need to have Distant Defense 3 Secret Seal. Now, it's really hard to bait out these units, so that's why you definitely need this. And my Sheena is minus resistance, so if you do not have a minus resistance Sheena, then I guess even Distant Defense 2 can work. You don't really need the version 3. And plus speed IV of my Sheena is not really going to be coming into the play that much because Sheena is just so fast. She can double pretty much everyone as it is. So that is going to be my team, and let's begin. Hopefully they can give us some kind of free-to-play range flyer like a Versa maybe from a Grand Hero battle, because it's such a pain to bait out these range units with your melee flyers, especially on a map like this where a lot of units can jump on your units and you have to bait them out because they will not start to move unless you bait them out. So we're going to be putting our units like this, and Sheena is going to be going in the range of this green mage and this sword fighter. And because of the Goat Flyer's buff from Pala, Sheena is actually able to do a good amount of damage to the sword fighter. Another thing which I forgot to mention is that you will need a neutral IV Pala for this. If you do not have a neutral IV Pala, then you will have to patch up her Bane by running a slot A skill. So if you've got a minus defense IV Pala, then run defense plus 3 on her slot A. If you've got a minus resistance, then run rest plus 3. Stuff like that so that you can patch up your Bane and so that she does not go down, because Pala barely survives this, as you guys will see. So now this sword fighter is going to be attacking us. If you've got a minus defense Sheena, then I think you will have to run close defense on her instead of distant defense so that you do not take as much from the sword fighter. And now, because this lance fighter is here, we can just take him out with Shershi. And like I said, if you do not have a plus stack Shershi, you can just run threaten defense 1 on her slot C, and she'll be able to debuff that lance fighter. And now we're able to take out the sword fighter with Sheena thanks to the Fury skill and also the Good Flyer's buff from Pala. So we can just nuke him. And because of the speed plus 3 secret seal, we're able to double this green cavalier. So let's take him out. And Cordelia can stay here so that she can give the drive defense support to Pala.
Yes.
Because she will not take as much damage from Xander then. And even this healer attacks Pala, and she's gonna barely survive this with 1 HP. So that's why I said you need to have a slot A skill to patch up your Bane if you do not have a neutral IV Pala. So now we're gonna use Escape Route 1 with Sheena, and we're gonna be teleporting here. And because of Fury skill and also the Good Flyer's buff, we're able to double this green mage, and you'll be able to do this even with a neutral speed Sheena. You don't really need to have plus speed IV like mine. And now we will move back with Pala.
Understood.
We cannot really attack and take out Xander, because if we do that, then this cleric is going to move here and take out Pala, because Xander's not going to be on that tile. And we cannot really cover up that tile after Xander goes down, because this cleric has hit us with gravity plus, so I cannot really move 2 spaces with my Shershi. So we're just going to be putting Cordelia here, and Swordbreaker is going to help. Because of the Hone Speed support this cleric gives to Xander, you need to have Swordbreaker 2 on your Cordelia so that you're able to do enough damage to Xander so that you can take him out on this turn. And Spur Atk is actually needed on Sheena so that a 4-star Cordelia can do enough damage to this Xander. And now we can just attack this cleric. So the battle is won, and I'm gonna be turning on the animation because it is gonna be so satisfying to see Sheena nuke this cleric with a Khaleesi's.
I don't want to hurt you.
That's the Flier quest. It was definitely very hard. Took me a really long time, and this is the bare minimum you need actually. This is like the most bare minimum I can get with the Flier quest guide. You definitely need this. So now let's move on to the Infantry quest, and then we'll be done with Xander's Grand Hero battle. So I'm going to be using these free-to-play units with no skeletons for the Infantry quest. So first of all, we have got Flier, the free-to-play goddess, and you need to give her speed plus 3 secret seal so that she does not get doubled by this green mage who has got 38 speed. And then I've got Lloyd, so you need to give him HP plus 3 secret seal so that he can survive Xander and that healer. And then I've got Olivia with completely vanilla skill set, and you also need to give her a secret seal in form of Spur Atk 1, and this is needed so that Flier can finish off that healer at the end. And then we have got Arthur, who's going to be taking on that lance fighter. So let's begin.
Sure.
So Flier is definitely going to be a really big help on this map. So we can just put our units like this. And now Xander is going to be panic plowing Arthur, who has got the Hone attack buff. But it is fine, we can actually reset that by using Dance on Arthur. And now he has got the attack buff. So I'm going to be doing a similar thing to which I did in the Cavalry quest, which is just use an Emerald Axe user to block this path so that we can prevent this lance fighter from coming to us. And we can just attack this lance fighter and double him because of Lance Breaker. I couldn't really do that with Titania because she didn't have Lance Breaker. And we're going to be putting Lloyd here. Now Olivia is exposed to Xander, and Xander is going to be doing quite a lot to her. So we're going to be protecting her with Flier. And this Green Cavalier is actually going to be attacking Olivia.
Orders, please.
And because of Ice Mirror, we're easily able to take that. And because of speed plus 3, that green mage does not double us. So Arthur took out that lance fighter, which is really good because that guy had drive speed. And because of drive speed, you wouldn't be able to double this Green Cavalier with your Lloyd. So it's really important to attack him with Arthur first so that he goes down. And now we're just going to be moving Flier here and taking out this Green Cavalier with Lloyd. Use Dance and also take out this green mage. And now we're just going to be using Swap because Arthur gets smashed by Xander and also this cleric. So the healer is actually going to be healing up Xander instead of attacking Lloyd because Lloyd has got pretty high resistance for a 4-star unit. So that's why she's just going to be healing up Xander. And now we can just take out this sword fighter. And we can just move the arm here
As you say.
to block this path. And finally use Swap because Arthur cannot really take a hit from this cleric. And this cleric actually doubles him. So we're just going to use Swap. And this cleric is going to be attacking Olivia. And because we're going to get panic ployed, we're not really going to be able to finish off this cleric. Unless we use Dance, of course, and you need the Spur Atk 1 secret seal for that. And now we only have Xander left, and this is really easy because Flier is extremely bulky. And she can also double Xander because he's not going to be getting that hone speed buff from that annoying cleric.
As you say. Sure. Orders, please.
So those were all of the Grand Hero Battle Elite quests with mostly free-to-play units and minimal skeletons. I hope that this video helped you guys. If it did, then please be sure to leave a like and share this video with a friend who's having trouble with these quests because the Cavalry and the Flier quests can actually be pretty challenging. And if you haven't already, then make sure to subscribe for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.
Reposition.